Hello everyone, welcome to BISP Solutions. I am Preeti working as Oracle Fusion Functional Consultant. So in today's video, we will discuss how to allocate the cost from one project to another project, and for that, how to create the allocation rules. We will move to our application to see how to create the allocation rules in the application. Allocations means when we are transferring the cost from one project to the another project. For that, we have to create the allocation rules in the application. Go to the project tab here and go to the cost. Now go to the task panel. Here you can see the allocate field where you have to go to the manage allocation rules. For allocating the cost, you have to create the allocation rule first. Go and click on create. Now give the basic information here. Select the business unit. Give the name of your allocation rule here. Now give the description here. Now select the allocation method. Allocation method means, say if you want to allocate the cost and you will run the process only for the single time, then in that case, you have to select the full allocation method. Full allocation method means it will allocate the full cost of the project. And when you are allocating the cost on the repeat basis, in that case, you have to select the incremental. Say in the first transaction, you have allocated the full cost that is of 10,000, and in the next process, you want to allocate the cost of additional 5,000. Then in that case, you have to select the incremental as allocation method. And in case you want to transfer the cost from one project to another project and you have to do it only for the single time, then you will select the full. In the incremental, it will transfer only the additional cost. And in the full allocation method, it will transfer the entire cost from one project to another. So in our case, we are taking it as full. Now here you have to select the allocation period type. As I told you in my earlier videos that PPM module has a different functionality that it can maintain its own accounting period that is other than general ledger accounting period. So in our case, we are managing only accounting period that we have in the GL. So we will take it as accounting period. Now here you have to select the target selection, whether you want to transfer the cost to all other business unit or within business unit. So I'm taking it as within business unit. Say if you want to transfer your cost from one project to the other project and that project belongs to different business unit, that in that case you will select the across all business units. But we are selecting it as within business unit. I want to transfer the cost of one project to another project and both the projects belong to the same business unit. Now select the basis method, whether you want to transfer it on the prorate basis, spread evenly, percentage basis, then I am taking it as spread evenly. Then in the allocation expenditure organization, where we are creating the transaction, you have to select here. That means that is the target expenditure organization. So I have to create the transaction. That means I have to transfer the cost from one project to the another project, and the expenditure organization should be Consulting East US. Now, when system will create the accounting of those transactions that we have transferred from one project to another, you have to give at least one type class of expenditure, which is mandatory. System will create the accounting on the basis of this information. I'm taking it as miscellaneous transaction. Search for miscellaneous here. Now click on OK. So we have given the basic details now. Scroll little down. Now here you have to give the rule components. So first tab is sources. Now what is allocation pool percentage? Here you have to decide at what percentage you want to transfer the cost from one project to the another project. So I am taking it as 100%. Also, you can give the fixed source amount, then it will transfer only the fixed amount that you have mentioned here. Here you have to give the source amount class, fiscal year to date, period to date, quarter to date. So I'm taking it as period to date. Select the source amount type. So here you are giving the detail of your source. After that, we will give the detail of the target. So this is the project tab, and you have to provide the information at project level now. Select the source amount type here. So these are the source amount type. You can select it as per your business requirement. For my case, I am taking it as total raw cost. Now click on this add icon. And now here you have to select your project detail. So let's create different projects now. Then it will be easy for you to understand the process. Go to home page. Go to project financial management, and we will create one or two projects here. Click on this create icon. Select the source template. Click on save and continue. It will take some time to create the project. Now click on save and close. Again, go to add icon. Now we will create some cost in these projects. Click on save and close. So you can see here that we have created 3 projects now. Go to the home page and then go to the cost. Go to the task list, and now with the task that is manage unprocessed cost, we will create the cost for this project. We will create the cost in one project and we will transfer the same cost to the another project. Select the business unit here. Click on add icon. Select the source, transaction source here. And now click on OK. Select for your project number. Select the project that we have created. So I am creating the cost in PPM allocation 01. Now select the task number here. Select today's date. Select the expenditure organization. And here select the quantity. So we have given all the required information. Now go and click on save. Then click on import cost. Again, go to add icon and do the same process again. I'm doing this for better understanding. I'm creating the cost in the new project and I will show you how to create the allocation rule for transferring the cost from the source project to the target project. Again, click on save and then import cost. Click on add icon. So I'm creating the cost in project number 2 and I will tell you the reason of it later. So we have created the cost in the projects that we have created now. Let's move to the allocation rule setup. So select the expenditure type here. So cancel it and again enter to this project. So you can see here, these are the costs that we have created in this project. And also we will check for project number 2. So let's move to the allocation rule setup. We are done with creating the project cost in the projects that we have created. So go to the cost now and then go to the task panel. Then here go to the manage allocation rules. Click on this create icon. From here, we will create the allocation rule on what basis you want to transfer your cost from source project to the target project. For that, we have to create some rule here. Select the business unit here. Give the allocation rules. So take the business basis method as spread evenly. In which expenditure organization you want to create the transaction, that is where you want to transfer the cost. You have to select it here. Select the expenditure type class here. Now come to the rule components part. Here you have to give the source project details from where you want to transfer the cost to the target. Here you have to mention the source project detail. So select the allocation pool percentage. Let's take it as 100% you want to transfer, else you can provide the fixed amount. Give the source amount class here as period to date. Now go to the project tab and select the source amount type here. So I'm taking it as raw cost. Now when you will click on this create or add icon, then you have to mention your project details from where you want to fetch the cost of the project. Now click on this add icon. Now you can give the project name here. Go to search and here you can search your project name. So I want to transfer the cost from PPM allocation 01 project number to allocation 03 project number. Now here you can give the task name. It is not mandatory to mention the task name. If you will not mention the task name here, what it will do, it will take overall cost, whatever there is in the project, it will take the entire cost and will transfer to the target project. So let's give the task number here. So we have created the cost in the pre-implementation, that is 1.0 task number. So it will transfer the cost, whatever available in this task number, and it will transfer to the target project. Now go to the target tab Now here you have to give the target project information where you want to transfer the cost. Click on this create icon, select the project name here. So we didn't created any of the cost in the project number 3. So what I will do now here in the target, I will select the project number 3. Now go and click on OK. Say if you will not select any task number here or task name here, then what system will do? System will fetch the cost from the task number, whatever we mentioned in the source field, and it will distribute evenly on the even basis to all the tasks. So what I will do, I will select here, say I want to transfer the cost from the source project to the target project, and I want to transfer specifically to the 9.0 task number. Now go to the offset. So we have given the source detail, then we have given the target detail. Now what is the offset? Offset means you are creating a negative transaction. And here we have three options. Say if in case you are selecting none, it means the same cost will be in the source project also, and also it will transfer to the target. That means it will result in the increment of the cost. It will duplicate the cost. So if you are okay with it and it is as per your business requirement, then you in that case you have to select the none option. But in case you want to create the negative transaction for the cost that you are transferring from one project to another, then in that case you have to go with the source project task, and you can also go for the specific project task. So in my case, I don't want to create the duplicate cost. So what I will select the source, and we have already selected the source detail of the project. Now here you have to select the offset expenditure organization. Click on OK. Select the expenditure type class. Now go and click on save and close. So there is issue coming in this process. Let's create again. Click on this add icon. Give the source amount class here. Now go to the target tab, click on add icon, go to the offset, select source and provide the required information here. Click on save and close. Again, there's some issue coming up. Let's cancel it. It is not taking the source amount class. Let's save it now. Okay. And then go to the target tab. Again, click on save and come to the offset tab. Now click on save and close. So now it have taken. So there was some issue coming. What you can do, you can create the source field information and then you can click on save. Then it will not create any problem. Now we have created the allocation rule, and what we have done in it, we have given the source detail and also we have given the target detail. Now what we will do, we have to run one process, that is for allocation. You have to again go to the task panel and then you have to go to the manage allocations. Click on this generate allocation. Select the business unit here and which rule you want to apply on this allocation. You have to select here, give the period. So this is the period in which we are currently working. So select it here. Expenditure item date, I'm taking it as today's date and we have created the cost in today's date only. Generate report, I have selected as detail. Now click on submit. Click on OK. Now here you can search for the process that you have submitted. In the overview, you can see here that generate group allocation is succeeded. So you can see here that we have created the transfer from one project to another project, and we have allocated the cost from project 1 to project 3. So you can see here it is still in draft mode. When you will click on this release, it will be final. Now click on this. You can see here the offset that we are doing is from the PPM allocation 01 project name, and where it is going in the PPM allocation 03 project, and you can see here that 25,000 is in the negative sign and 25,000 in the allocation is in the positive amount. So in this way, we can create the allocation from one project to the source project. Also, the same we can check in the project cost. So go to the task panel and then go to the project cost here. So this was the cost that we have created, but now it is transferred from allocation 01 to allocation 03. Now go to the manage allocation. Click on release and now click on yes. Click on done. Now we will go to the project. Go to the project financial management. And now here go to the project number 3 where we didn't created any cost. But now you will see that the cost that we have allocated from the project number 1, you can see here. You can see here that this cost is the cost that we have transferred from project number 1 to project number 3. So in this way, you can create the allocation. Now we will see how to allocate the cost to the specific project. Go to the home page again and then go to the cost. Now we will create one more allocation rule here, and there we will select in the targets the specific project. Go to the task panel and then go to the manage allocation rules. Click on this create icon. Give the business unit name here. Check the allocation method here as full. Rest of the details are same as we have created the last rule. Now go to the source tab here. Select the source project here. Again, I am taking allocation one project number. So we have created two costs here, and one we have already transferred to the project number 3. Now I'm not taking any task number here. It will transfer the entire cost from this project to the project that we will mention in the specific project. Now go to the target, but first we will save this, otherwise system is creating some issue. Go to the target. Click on this create icon. Select the project name here. And now we will not give any task number here. So what system will do? It will distribute the cost equally all the tasks. Now go to the offset tab, and here we will select the specific project. So offset will be from the project that will be other than your source project. Select the project number 3 and go to the OK. Select the task name here. And here select the expenditure type. Now offset will be taken from the, we will take here allocation to project number, as we have given the first project number in the source. So let's take allocation 02 here. So we have created the cost for the task number 5. Let's take it as task number 5 here. So there's some issue in it. So we will create the allocation rule once again. Go to the allocation rules. Uh, so click on add icon. Click the allocation method here. Go to the source here. And now here we will select the source project. But in the offset, we will give some different project. Click on this create icon and then select the project detail here. Now save this detail. Go to the target here. Click on create. Select the project name. Come to the offset tab, and here I will mention the specific project details, and that specific project will be different from your source project. So the cost will be transferred to the project 02, but the cost that will be offset will be from the project 02. We have provided the project number 1 in the source. In the target, we have provided the project number 3. And then in the offset, we will provide the project number 2. So we have created the cost in the task number 5. Select the offset expenditure organization here. So we have created the allocation rule. Now click on done. Go to the task panel and then create the process. Click on generate allocations. So we have generated the allocation. Now go to the manage allocations. Search with your allocation rule name. Now you can see here it have offset the amount of the transfer that we have transferred the cost from the project 2 to project 3, and we didn't mention any task number, therefore it is distributing the cost equally in all the task number. So in this way we can create the offset. Now click on release. So there are two options. We can allocate the cost from the source project to the target project, and while doing that we can select the offset account from the specific project also, and also from the source project. So we have two options. We can either select the specific or we can go with the source project. Now click on OK. Click on done here. Go to the home page and then go to the project financial management. Now go to the project number 3. So these are the costs that we have transferred. Now click on save and close. In this way, you can create the allocation rules, and allocation rules is used to transfer the cost from the source project to the target project. You can do the same within the same organization or within the same business unit, or also you can do it across all over the business units. Also, you can also select a specific project for offset, and also you can offset the amount from the source project. So in this way we can create the allocation rule, and then we have to generate one process for the allocations, and that process will be run on the draft mode. When you will click on that release, then only the release impact will be seen in the projects. So thank you so much for watching the session.